Hello, friends, and welcome back to VHS. I'm your host, Jesse, and for the third season of the Hollywood Holdup, we're taking a look into the future. Today, we're going to kick things off with one of my most watched VHS tapes of my whole life, Demolition Man. Do Lenina Huxley's coworkers still like her?
Goodness, no.
Did they really put live ammo in the same display case as the guns that use them? And most importantly, is Demolition Man still worth a watch today? You say that this wasn't in your plan? Well, let's find out. It's Demolition Man, only on VHS. A couple quick items before we get started. The first is, of course, a spoiler warning. We're going to talk about this whole movie. So if you haven't seen it, what do you mean you haven't seen it? What do you mean you haven't seen Demolition Man? What are you talking about? What do you mean? And everyone give a quick hello to producer Craig, who is currently in line at a Taco Bell because that's the only restaurant that exists because they won the franchise wars. I mean, what do you want him to do? Poor bastard's got to eat. And now, the movie in a San Angeles minute. Pick up on John Spartan, the Demolition Man himself, as he blasts through a warehouse of baddies, finally capturing the dangerous criminal Simon Phoenix and saving the hostages.
The bodies everywhere!
Whoops! Spartan and Phoenix both go to Freeze Pop Prison so we can finally have some goddamn peace and quiet around here. Jump to 2032 where everything is peachy keen. Too peachy keen for intrepid cop Lenina Huxley, who wants some action. Phoenix gets out and kills more people in 5 minutes than have died in the last 20 years. If only we had a Demolition Man we could oh, wait a minute. Spartan wakes up with a bad attitude and a will to knit sweaters. Simon Phoenix, here we come. Only Phoenix wasn't let out just for kicks.
Don't you have someone to kill?
Turns out the leader of Happy Town, Raymond Cocteau, set this all up so Phoenix would assassinate Dennis Leary, who's running an open mic at an underground flea market or something.
I want high cholesterol. I want to eat bacon and butter and buckets of cheese, okay? I want to smoke a Cuban cigar the size of Cincinnati in a non-smoking section.
Anyway, Phoenix wakes up some more baddies, and these ladies, I guess. Spartan teams up with the dirt people, and we head to the climactic fight. The fiery opening gets mirrored with an icy lab fight. Phoenix loses his head, and John Spartan forces Lenina Huxley into an ancient mating ritual. Oh, 90s. Now on to the categories. Category 1. He's a what now? What exactly is a Demolition Man? Well, in the case of John Spartan, he earned that nickname because of all the collateral damage and bodies that he leaves behind in his pursuit of justice. But how much damage can one guy really do? Let's replay the opening assault of Simon Phoenix's headquarters to see if John Spartan can keep the body count under, say, 30? Sounds easy enough? Let's take a look. Okay, here's the pilots coming around. Helicopter gets its first look at Simon Phoenix's headquarters, by the way, which are pretty demolished already. I don't know what John Spartan's gonna do to make this situation any worse. We're hovering over some random fires. Okay, here comes John Spartan, clipping his thing on. He's gonna do his big jumpy maneuver here. You gotta kick the bag off first. Bag's gotta get down the classic line, send a maniac to catch one. And we're ready for some demolition! Here we go. Long jump. This is the thing that confused my kids. How does his back not break? I don't know what the technology is there. He's fine. Hey, okay, we got our first demolishment of a guy. That's one. Quick, okay, that's a quick 2. I gotta say, that's actually kind of a quick 2. If he's gonna kill people at this pace, the Demolition Man moniker is definitely gonna be warranted. Here comes number 3. No, that guy dodged. That's not a kill. We have 2 kills as we go in. Someone shot at Spartan, but he didn't shoot back. Okay, he rides on the... Oh, don't go in the... Okay, here we go. We're gonna have to take care of this guy. Well, he demolished that window, but I don't think that's what we're talking about. Okay, 2. We're on 2. We got 2. We're cruising through. We're coming through the... Okay, here comes the guy. We're gonna whack this guy real... Now he just gets the window treatment too. Now he may have caught some lacerations. You know, I'm gonna count that as 3. Going down the stairs like that looked pretty rough. Here comes number 4, Shirley. We're gonna... demolish that guy's nose. I'm gonna give him a half. That's a half. We have 3.5 demolishments. Okay, from Simon Phoenix taking care of this stuff. He's gonna set the thing on fire. We're at the Simon Phoenix confrontation already. How... He killed 3.5 people. He killed 3 dudes and 1 dude's nose. And now we're just...
You're under arrest.
Demolition Man my ass. All right, let's jump ahead. Okay, now obviously there's a lot of I mean, the fire here is Simon Phoenix's fault. I don't think Spartan... Okay, now here we go. We're running out and the building gets demolished. That's a demolishment. We got one building, definitely, and 3.5 bad guys. But that feels like nothing. We know the hostages weren't inside. He only killed 3.5 bad guys. He blew up one building that was, frankly, already falling down with fire and other problems. So what exactly is the issue?
Damn it, John, I'm tired of this Demolition Man shit. You are not supposed to come down here. You are not supposed to attempt the arrest of Phoenix.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm with Spartan here. Why are you giving this guy so much grief? He got Simon Phoenix out. The hostages are somewhere else. We'll go find them. It's totally fine. All we have to do is clean this up. We'll do some paperwork when we get home. It's not a big deal, to be honest.
Get him out of here. You and I are gonna have a nice long chat.
I mean, we're not gonna believe Simon Phoenix. He's lying.
Over here.
Bodies
everywhere. There must be 20 or 30. They're everywhere.
20
See that, Captain? I told him.
or
He said he didn't
30.
care. Oh my God! How could you sacrifice all those innocent people?
20 or 30. That puts him at 32.5 plus a building. This guy's a maniac. We gotta freeze this puppy up. That's it. Freeze him up. Hey, freeze up John Spartan. Freeze that guy up right now. Frickin' Demolition Man. Category 2. The future looks bright. And goofy. One of the appeals of watching futuristic movies is to get to see all the futuristic gadgets. Think no further than Back to the Future 2 and the cultural obsession with hoverboards that still exists today. Well, Demolition Man is chock full of goofball tech, and we at VHS are here to rank them. Number 5, bad language ticket giver thing. This is not a good idea in practicality. If I had one of these in my house, I'd be changing the paper roll every hour. But in an aggressively polite society, it's pretty hilarious hearing John Spartan get tagged by these things everywhere he goes. Number 4, anti-graffiti murder wall. This device makes our list due to its sheer absurdity. I understand you don't want the underground dirt people spraying propaganda all over town, but was this really the bid that won the contract from the city? Why do the poles stick out far enough to kill that guy? What's with the electricity? Is that how I should be removing paint? Wouldn't it be cheaper to make these walls out of rubber or something you can squeegee? Number 3, franchise wars. Okay, not technically a gadget, but I had to find a way to address the nonsense behind every restaurant being a Taco Bell. Lenina Huxley tells John Spartan that every restaurant in San Angeles is a Taco Bell because that particular fast food chain won the franchise wars. I get the concept of the fast food chains going to war like Coke versus Pepsi in the 80s. But then they pull up to a 5-star rich people restaurant, and it's a Taco Bell too. What? This place was never a fast food franchise in the big war. Are you telling me every Michelin-rated restaurant got sucked up into the franchise wars? I'm obviously a little worked up about this. It's probably just lazy screenwriting. But seriously, what kind of tactics did Taco Bell even employ to pull this? Number 2, fuck helmets. Yeah, man, we all wanted these. It's okay, we're just dumb animals. But let me say this, there is no way a super polite utopian society is functioning with sex toys like this ready at hand. People go to work in this town, they stub their toe, they can't even curse. They can't high five, forget a hug. Everyone's pent up, so they go home, slap on their fuck helmet. The next thing they know, it's a week later, and they've been fired. And can we talk about the images Spartan sees? I get why this guy freaked out. It's like he's being haunted by Lenina's sex ghost. Not great. Number 1, the 3 seashells. The 3 seashells are, to my mind, a perfect joke for a playful future movie like this. Not only because the image and idea of seashells, that's funny, but there's 3 of them. Why? In fact, we never have the seashells explained, and that to me is why it's such a great joke.
He doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells.
Movies like this have lots of jokey gadgets. Let's go back to our Back to the Future 2 comparison. That movie has dozens of future gadgets laced in throughout the story, like the pizza rehydrator, the dangling fruit thingy, and this largely ignored self-walking dog robot. But all of these gadgets make perfect sense as soon as you see them. When we get our first look at the 3 seashells in John Spartan's apartment, there is no further explanation. What even happens with these things? Are you scraping yourself with a seashell? Really? But why 3? And you just put them back on that shelf afterwards? Like, what the hell? So here's to the king of future gadgets, the 3 seashells. Unlike the flying car and hoverboard, I do not need to see this one in real life. Category 3, the girl next century. Demolition Man is a star-studded time capsule shipped directly from 1993. Let's break it down. Wesley Snipes, pre-IRS troubles, by the way. Man, I'm telling you, Wesley was the man in the 90s. King of New York, Mo Better Blues, New Jack Freakin' City, White Men Can't Jump, Passenger 57. Remember the airplane one? Rising Sun was underrated. Demolition Man, Drop Zone, Money Train. They start getting goofy in the back half of the decade, but then Blade. Talk about a decade. But there is someone even more 90s in this cast.
I want to run through the streets naked with green jello all over my body reading Playboy magazine. Why? Because I suddenly might feel the need to, okay, pal?
Denis Leary. Holy smokes, if you're young enough to only know this guy as the dad in the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies, then you never really knew Denis Leary. But now you can by rewatching Demolition Man. What I'm saying is, this is not Denis Leary acting in a movie. This is Denis Leary in a dirt person costume, rattling off his actual stand-up from the 90s. That pace, that aggression, usually with chain smoking. This is what made Denis Leary famous in the 90s, that and Bo Jackson.
And I'm bringing Bo and his big bad hip with me.
Sylvester Stallone is great here, really leaning into the middle-aged man phase of his career. The youngins all think he's a joke, but the old man still got tricks, you get it. But Stallone transcends the decades, so he's not really the main feature of our time capsule here. To me, the headline from this exhibit is Young Sandra Bullock. Sandy B got way more famous than this in later years, but if you were frequenting Blockbuster in the early 90s like I was, you'll remember the impact Bullock made over a relatively short span of films. It actually starts with Love Potion number 9, but I didn't catch that one till later. For me, it all started right here in Demolition Man. Cute, funny, innocent but brave. Her girl next door naturalism translates perfectly into the next century, and she quickly wins our hearts with her big effort and big heart. If you want to dig into more Sandra Bullock 90s hits, we at VHS of course recommend Speed, While You Were Sleeping is super cute. The Net is a little snoozy, but 90s computer movies can be visually hilarious. Let's see, To If by Sea, maybe a little underrated. She reteams with Denis Leary here, and he's kind of acting in that one actually. That's kind of fun. A Time to Kill, oof, so heavy, but an actual 90s courtroom classic. If you haven't seen it, you got to check it out. This one is actually kind of slipping out of the popular consciousness, I think, so this is a good one to rewatch and kind of keep alive. But again, super heavy. Then she gets into her more boring, but still good dramas like Hope Floats and Practical Magic. Don't yell at me, Practical Magic fans. You know that movie is a you thing. The verdict. So, does Demolition Man hold up to a viewing in 2025? Heck yeah, it does. This movie's still gonna hold up in 2032. Mark your calendar for that, by the way. We'll have a big celebration when Demolition Man finally reaches the year it's set in. As if anyone's gonna give a shit. Stay tuned, maybe they will. The movie is still funny. It's a little long, actually, but the cast is so freaking fun, you don't care that it takes a half hour for Stallone to get unfrozen. We're hanging with Lenina Huxley and Alfredo Garcia, what do we care? And there you have it. It's the Hollywood Hold-Up featuring Demolition Man. Do you know that title comes from a Police song, by the way? I used to think Sting wrote it for the movie in the 90s, but it turns out that came off an album from 1980. If you go back and listen to it, the original version is way like reggae-y and slow and lame-er. Actually, I think the movie version is fun but silly, you know what I mean? Anyway, you learn something new every day. How about that? The new season of Hollywood Hold-Up keeps rolling into the future, and we hope you'll keep rolling with us. Until next time, we live here, only on VHS.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Oh, and please like and subscribe. Check out more of our videos. Leave a comment. Or don't. You do you.